Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Babajide. I am a system thinker. I talk about AI adoption and strategy for individuals and businesses. I also talk about personal development. So in today's video, I want to talk about the question that is on every employee's mind right now. Will my company replace me with AI? And I'm very sure that is a question on your mind if you're an employee, and especially in North America or in Europe or in Asia. AI adoption is rapidly spreading like wildfire. Companies are laying off in their thousands. Amazon, Microsoft, UPS, Essential. Talk about big companies laying off, and the reason for which they are laying off is AI adoption. Well, these guys are pushing AI narrative really hard. Sometimes ago, Microsoft's CEO talks about AI replacing every employee, every professional in the next 18 months. But I came on this video, I told you what I believed is going to happen. I don't believe AI is going to replace professionals in the next 18 months. Not really that close. But I understand that this question is really a burning question that's looking for an answer for every employee right now who still has their job at stake. I understand. I work in Canada for a market leader in pharmaceutical manufacturing space. I am a pharmaceutical manufacturing consultant and expert. I have spent the last 10 years, helping companies bring their products, their medicine into market. So one question, we had a town hall meeting, and one question that was asked by several people in several ways was the company's plan to, or was, what is the question was, will AI replace the people in the company in the next few years? And the answer was, because pharmaceutical manufacturing is much slower in adoption of new technologies, there's not going to be a massive layoff due to AI in the horizon. Like, it's not going to happen soon as it's happening in other industries. However, the CEO or the CEO said there's definitely possibility of robotics taking over manufacturing jobs for manufacturing employees, people in manufacturing. And I understand. One thing is that the business terrain is becoming so competitive, and businesses that are adopting AI and increasing its productivities with AI adoption, AI agent, and all the rest, they are getting more competitive. And those that are not adopting it are getting less competitive. And it's just obvious. The more competitive you are in the market, the more market share you gain. And then it becomes the survivor of the fittest. Another thing is that AI is bringing efficiency, it's bringing cost reduction, it's bringing overall cost reduction to companies, and it's those companies that are going to stay competitive. So if a company finds a way of doing more with less people, it's going to adopt it. No matter how a company loves its employees, no matter how a company wants to keep and retain its employee, if it finds a way to do more with less people, it's going to do it, because that's how it's going to remain in business. And it is high time professionals, employees started strategizing. It is high time we started to think about the future of our careers. What is the future of our careers going to be? Will robotics, are you in manufacturing? Will robotics replace you in the next coming years? And one of the things I was said in the meeting was that probably when people get retired, their roles are no longer going to be replaced. So that signifies that there probably will not be newer roles for people that are going to retire right now. Invariably meaning that there's a plan for robotics to take up the manufacturing job, the production work that currently is being done by people. And come to think of it, robotics, AI agent, they have really come up advancement. China, in the last trade, in the last demonstration, what is it called? It's New Year Festival fair display. You see the number of robots that was in display. Okay, and there was this noise on social media of how Chinese robots are outperforming the American robots. You can't really underestimate the advancement that has gone into robotic development in agentic okay, technology, you can't really undermine what China has really done. There's a complexity that has been introduced into robotics that makes us to think that very soon robotics is going to take over the physical activities that people do in businesses. We used to think it's going to be a very long time from now, but however, seeing what China is doing currently makes us to have a rethink and say probably it's not going to be up to 5 years before we have AI, before we have robotic agents, okay, actually physically doing maintenance work in the pharmaceutical industry or anywhere maintenance work is done. We will have robots. We're going to have robots doing the job of a welder, doing the job of of a technician, doing the job of a repairer, of a millwright. And that's the question that everyone is asking. How long will it take before robotic automation takes over the physical parts of business? Businesses that are really physical, like in my industry, pharmaceutical manufacturing, we need people on the production floor to actually move products, move items from one place to the other. But when robots get into that space, they make it more efficient such that we wouldn't need humans. Now, we used to think it's going to be a long time, especially for manufacturing. But with the rate of progress of artificial intelligence and robotics and automation, it's not going to be too long before robots get into that space. So if industries that are very slow in adopting technology is getting disrupted very fast, how much more industries like finance, okay, like industries like finance that are not really physical infrastructure heavy, how much more those industries are being disrupted? So the question is, how do you re-strategize yourself to make yourself relevant in the new age, in the new AI era? Because it is not whether AI is going to disrupt your space, it is when. Like I said, in the town hall meeting we had yesterday, it was really visible. The CEO, the vice president, and everyone, they are talking about the possibility of AI robotics replacing people on the production floor. But when, it is actually when, and not whether it is going to happen. So now it is time to start strategizing and thinking, how do you reposition yourself? So recently, I was doing a framework with ChatGPT. I was trying to categorize different kind of jobs and how easy was it to get replaced with robotics. So the easiest job to get replaced with robotics are the physical and hands-on jobs. If you are in that space, if your job requires physical handling of materials or having to operate a machine or doing stuff relating to physical interaction with system, you are the most likely to be replaced with robotic agents when they get launched. So if you're in that space, you don't have to panic. You don't need to strategize your career to move to the next level. The next level means those that supervise systems. For example, I will use my industry. In my industry, there is a push for process analytical technologies, continuous manufacturing, digital twins. These are automated systems taking over manufacturing, taking over productions, reducing human intervention to the barest minimum. So if your job is in the first level, if your job is to be the human to intervene in systems, your job is the first to be taken away. The next level are those that supervise automated systems. You are no longer the human that physically open the valve of a tank. You don't physically clean the equipment, but your job is now in the next level to supervise the agent, the automated system that does that thing. So you have moved. So when you move from doing the job physically to operating system, you are more secure. But however, that is just level 2 of the rank. So if you really want to take your job to the next level, of security, you have to move from being able to supervise the system to think in the system, to think system, how one system operates and think with another one. So the third level is about system architect. You can design the system of automation that connects one department to another seamlessly. You can design a system in which data that is being generated from automated systems talk to one another, okay, so that we don't have data in silo, but we have them in a system and we can make informed decision. So I talked about the first level of people that AI is going to automated system is going to replace soon. The first level are those people that physically do things in industries. Robotics is going to replace them first. The next level is more secure, but there's high tendency to be replaced. Those that supervise the systems. We talk about AI supervisors, AI robotics supervisors, those that supervises the system, that ensures that it's monitors and it's accurate. That is the next level you want to move to if you're in level 1. But if you're in level 2, you are a system supervisor. You need to move to the third level, system architect. You are a system thinker. You design system of continuously generating data that generates data from every format. You are generating the image data, you are generating sound data, you are generating all kind of data from equipment, from machine, and you can design a system. You can design a system that brings all the data together and process it for information, for informed decision. That is the third level. The fourth level you can move to from that is quality assurance. You have expertise, you develop expertise in making informed decision on the data. You can help, this is especially important for regulated industry. So if you're in the regulated industries, the fourth level really applies to you. In a regulated industry, compliance is key. Compliance keep the business in business. If there's no compliance, there's no business. So if you're in the compliance level, which is the fourth level, AI, robotics, automation is not going to replace you, because companies will always need experts in regulation, experts in compliance. So that is a brief summary of the 4 levels that you can move to from level 1. If you're in level 1, your job is physical. You have to physically operate the machine. You have to physically move items from one place to the other. You are the first person at risk of replacement. The next level that is more secure is the supervisors, AI system robotics supervisor. You are a supervisor of the system. You know how the system is supposed to run, and you ensure it's running 24/7 continuously without interruption. It is not giving error, it's generating the data it's supposed to generate. From that second level, you should move to the third level, which is system architect. AI system, automated system architect. You know you can design a system, an automated system that generates data, that gathers data and process data from one department to the other. So you should be able to design for a new company. I want to adopt automated system. You should be able to design the data flow, how the data is generated, how it's being processed, how it's being stored. AI system architect is going to be big going forward. That is the third level. The fourth level is those that understand compliance, AI governance. You understand the implication of regulation, of compliance in your industries, and you can help a company stay in business by complying with the regular data, with the regular complying with the regular regulations in your industry. For example, in my industry, the companies in my industry need to comply with FDA, need to comply with EMA, need to comply with GMP, good manufacturing practices, needs to comply with ICH guideline. So professional experts at that level of compliance, operating the compliance level, are the least likely to be replaced by automation, because companies will need someone to keep it regulated and in compliance to stay in business. So that is the essence of this video. AI is coming to replace some roles, but it's only those that understand positioning, that accept the fact that it is not whether AI automation is coming, but when it is coming and how to pivot. So ability to pivot on time will be the most indispensable skill for any employee at this moment. Ability to pivot, ability to learn, to relearn, to unlearn, and to move when the ability to strike the iron when it is hot. So thank you for watching the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment box below. If you're an employee or a professional, what is your role and what do you think would be like if automation hits your role, and what are your plans to pivot before it is too late? Thank you for watching this video. If you like it, I want you to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Thank you for watching.